Yesterday, Mr. Ed Millipede announced that energy bills were going up again. I mean, this is despite the fact that when they got elected, they'd say they'd get your bills down by 300 quid. Now, they've gone up by about 300 quid. So in fact, that's a £600 swing if you look at it that way. But more importantly, was the reasons he gave for the energy bills going up. And number one in the, actually I'd say it's number two in the Labour playbook. Number one is the Tories' black hole, which was 20 billion and they've made 40 billion. But forget that doesn't matter. That's not important. Apparently the reason that our energy bills have gone up is because Putin invaded the Ukraine and energy costs are now 75% higher than they were in 2022. Except what Millipede forgets is that there's something that exists now called the internet, where all this information is and you can get it, and then people will post that information and prove that you're lying. And it turns out that energy costs aren't 75% higher than when Putin invaded Ukraine in 2022. Energy costs are in fact lower than in 2022. The wholesale price of gas is less than it was before Putin invaded Ukraine. Yet our bills have just gone sky high. He says it's because of our reliance on fossil fuels. Listen to me. You can't eat a bacon sandwich, sound like Mr. Bean, lying twat. We see through you. We know you're talking shit. And not only that, everybody on the internet can prove you're talking shit because you're talking shit. And your reasons for energy bills going up have nothing to do with it. Because the reason the energy bills are going up is very simple. It's because of your pursuit for net zero. And as it says in the title of this video, the only thing that's going to be net zero by the time Millipede is finished is your bank account. Because it is designed to make you poorer. Nothing else. It is just designed to make you poorer and make the rich richer. And that's all that is going to happen. Everything else is a byproduct of that. That is the sole objective of net zero. And nobody will ever convince me otherwise, because it's just bollocks. And now I've got an old woman in a C3 trying to race me up a dual carriageway. I mean, what's that all about? Anyway, I've put her to bed. She's gone. We now have apparently 50% renewable energy. Renewable energy is meant to be free, remember. It relies on the wind and the sea and the sun. There are no energy costs there because those three things are elements. They are in fact free. So there is no cost. It's not like buying commercial gas, is it? So why aren't the bills going down in Edward? Hey, come on, why aren't the bills going down? You said that if we lost our reliance on fossil fuels, bills would go down. We've lost our reliance on fossil fuels, bills have gone up exponentially, not even a little bit, a fucking great deal. They're now the most expensive anyone living, and it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 110. You have never seen energy bills this expensive in your life. Guaranteed. It's impossible. So the question is, why? Well, we all know why. Because it's just bollocks. All this green energy isn't free because it costs a bloody fortune to set up. And then once you've set it up, you rely on government subsidies to keep it going. So you end up with more expensive energy bills because the government subsidies have to be paid for by somebody, and that somebody is us. Not them, not the energy companies, not the people making the billions, the consumer. They pay for it. So we pay for it one way or another. There is absolutely no other way of looking at it. And if any of you floaters out there go, oh yeah, but I charge my solar panels up for free, and I charge my milk float off my solar panels, and I get a rate of 4, and I feed back into the tariff, you're on your own. You represent less than 1% of the population, because nobody else is doing that. And the fact that you've got those solar panels on the roof means that fuckers like us have paid for them to be there because they've been subsidised by someone to get there in the first place. That's the long and the short of it. The government grant for milk floats, the government grant for solar panels, the government grant for heat pumps, the government grant. Everything green needs a government grant. And that government grant comes from one place, taxpayers. Or, if you're not paying tax because you're a pensioner, it's coming out your energy bills. Oh no, we're supplementing that. No, you're not supplementing fucking anything. We are supplementing it. It's us paying the energy bills that are enabling you to go, don't worry, pensioners, we realise we've dropped you in the shit and we've ripped you off left, right and centre. Here's 150 quid off your energy bill. Oh, and you can have your winter fuel allowance. Where's the winter fuel allowance come from? It comes from energy bills paid for by people that can't get it. It's that simple. It's just a circle. At no point does this cost Millipede any money whatsoever. He just makes. He just takes. It's us that give. We've become givers and he's become a taker. And quite frankly, that doesn't sit well with me. I've never wanted to be a taker. Saying that, I've never wanted to be a giver. But anyway, back to the energy bills. So we now know that bills are going up by 30 quid. It won't be 30 quid. It'll be more than that because you know that they're going to put extra on it and it'll be more like 60 quid. And they were already more expensive than most places in Europe. And we already have the dearest gas bills and we already have the dearest electric bills. And we are the pioneers of net zero. So the only conclusion to draw from that is that by pursuing the net zero agenda, we will end up with net zero in our bank accounts. You will own nothing and you will be happy. And at that point, the whole Agenda 2030 all comes round full circle. Everyone's sat in their houses on universal basic income because nobody can be bothered to work anymore because AI does all the jobs and nobody can afford to go out anymore. So you just stay in your 15-minute city. You don't own anything. Your neighbours are borrowing your car and you're miserable as fucking sin. But you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Future my arse.